Tony, any particular recruiting class can't be taken as where is the class ranked, and this is going to convert exactly to what the performance on the field is going to be. But over time, you would think that there would be a strong correlation there. So if they're recruiting in the top 20, which they are, and sometimes in the top 15 in the nation, should these not be producing top 15 teams that are going 9-3?
They should be, except where the recruiting is hitting and where it's missing. He had a couple of great recruits last year, the 2016 season, with wide receiver Theo Howard, and he had some other good young talent. But you look at where they are missing the hits, it's offensive line, first of all, which is why they couldn't rush last year. Their rushing stats have moved up a little bit this year. I think they've moved up 20 spots. They're still, 108th or 109th in the country, somewhere around there. So it's still awful, but marginally better, I suppose, if you're looking for a bright spot there. But Jim Mora has whiffed on offensive line recruits for the most part over the last 3 or 4 years. And again, the big thing is there's not enough depth. I mean, when you look at last year's defensive line, they were relying on Eddie Vanderdoes and Tack McKinley, who are both now getting tremendous minutes in the NFL in Oakland and Atlanta, respectively. And there was no obvious next step guy who was ready to fill in, who'd had significant playing time or even decent playing time, who maybe was a 4-star recruit and was ready to step in. They were immediately relying on someone like Phillips, who's a true freshman, who is very talented, but that was the next step. There was no in between. So while he's had good classes, and as you say, some top 15, mostly top 20, there hasn't been a tremendous amount of depth in the classes at critical need spots. And so he's got a great quarterback coming in next year from Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. And he gets those players, but it's not a complete class. It's not the type that you see out of the top 10 schools in the country.